Hi everyone, Mature Simmer here. Alright, so we're here in Haifa, back here on Real Economy Trucking Euro style. So this is just Euro Truck running with Promods and a Real Economy mod that I'm basically trying to operate within. So I'm spending some time here in the Middle East. So I'm not looking to go anywhere too terribly far. Alright, that gets me all the way over to Egypt. I think that might take a bit too long, but it's tempting because it's going to get me to a far point. So you know what? We're going to go with it because, again, 30 minutes to an hour is kind of what I've said, and if this takes a little bit long, that might be a bit fun. They're both from Gefco. So let's go ahead and do this, and we'll go from there. Oh, well, this is not good because I need to rest. Ooh. Well, let me get over there and see, because if it's not a fast one, I'll be okay. Well, this is disappointing because I'd really like to take this job. But the challenge is, I forgot, I need to rest. So, let's see, I assume I'm going to have to go to the right. It's not, yeah, there's Gefco. Now I see it. So I've already been there, so we just need to go around here. Looks like we've got a red light. Obviously the rest stop here is I'd need to be able to purchase the truck headquarters, but not at all in a position to do that. We've only got 77,000 euros. And obviously we've got a few drivers that are working for us already. So, alright, so let's take a look at this. So if I'm here, what I need is something that's not like urgent. It doesn't really tell me like when it needs to be delivered. So we're gonna take it.
Drive safe.
But, so this is now delivery expected in 22 hours, 15 minutes. So in theory, I should be able to rest. So I'm gonna go ahead, maybe, I mean, because I've got 2.5 hours that I can drive. Let me just go with the mirrors here. Oh wait, this is not what I want. Somehow I thought it was that. It's this other trailer up here. Now that I see the bouncy arrow that gives us what we want. I was thinking it was the tanker. Which honestly didn't make a lot of sense as you think about it, because it's a delivery of nuts. Those would probably be really hard to get out of a tanker. So, we'll pop in here. And then maybe it'll give me a little bit more information. Because it's 457 kilometers. So, let me pull out and kind of almost get out of the yard, but at least get away from the dock. And let's take a peek. Alright. So the question is, do I have somewhere to rest? Like that's totally on the wrong side, because I really need to see at this point. And then through Tel Aviv, we really, without doing something crazy, it's like, can I get this far? That would be the thing, in 2.5 hours. Somehow I don't think so. It tells me 7 hours, so it's just there. Well, maybe. I'm going to give it a shot. Because if I can do that, then at least I'm not running the risk of running out of time on the other end. Because I won't be able to sleep twice. Because the sleep or the rest period is 10 hours. So if I only have 22 hours, that would obviously just give me 2 hours in total. And that's not going to work. Alright, well, I bent that sign a little bit, but I think I'm okay. They can probably go out there with a hammer and straighten it up. So, we'll hope. So we also have less than half a tank of fuel here. Let me change my trip meter. So 457 kilometers for those keeping track. So you can see we're down, we're still showing up as 0. It hasn't given us 1 yet. But I'm sure that'll change soon because I saw it go from 49 to 50. So I assume before it goes to 51, we're going to get some credit here, but we're kind of in the city mode, which sometimes doesn't happen a lot on the Pro Mods things, where you drive, but time and distance don't change very quickly.
Keep right.
Alright, I'm going to move over there because I don't think I have a choice. No, I guess I could go straight, it looks like, but this is the way we want to go. So this was the place I could have gone, but like literally it's gone 5 minutes or something, so that wouldn't make a lot of sense. So there we go, now we're already at 6 kilometers, so now we're clicking up pretty fast. We'll see what happens after this roundabout. But yeah, it's telling me less than 7 hours in game to get there. So if I can run close to the 2 hours, I'll just have like 5 hours on the other end, which I might be able to get a slower one then. Alright, the first exit.
Exit now.
So heading to Tel Aviv, we do know that, because that was where I was driving through.
Go
So
straight on.
what I want to be able to do is not get any penalties, because once again, that's the challenge with the real economy. Even a speeding ticket for 100 euros, like, that can chew up all of the profit. I mean, we're going to get almost 600 euros for this. This will be good. I'm hoping we might level up, too, because it's a good distance, so we're going to get, I would think, about 1,000 experience at least. But maybe not quite that much, but we'll see. Is it going to have me exit here? No. Okay. And maybe we're already moved over, because I know we kind of moved over on the map and then came back. Let me set my cruise here. Alright, so I'm set at the max, which is what I'm going. So there we go. So the nuts aren't that incredibly heavy, I don't think. I'm trying to see if I've got something. If it's telling me, I don't have it on the dashboard. So I think I've mentioned, I'm trying SimHub. So it's a little bit of getting used to it. But, the more important thing is I think it functions for both ATS and ETS properly. Which the Sim dashboard thing I had, and try as I might, I reloaded it, rescanned it. Like, it just would not show me anything but kilometers. And here in Eurotruck, that's okay. But obviously in ATS,
Right.
it's
And
not.
then exit right.
Alright, so this is where we do head over. Because I think
Right.
we have some different roads we're going to take, where I think this takes us down more to Israel and whatever. But we get some new discovery here, which is always a wonderful thing. I haven't really checked on the map, like, where we're at. I think we've been over 10% for a while, but with just the amount of roadway, it's, there's a lot available to us, which is great. I mean, that's one of the things. I'm not familiar with pretty much any of these areas of the world. I've never, I shouldn't say I've never driven. When I was in Germany, I did drive over there. But, just kind of in Berlin and on the Autobahn a little bit and so forth. So, certainly not a ton. I was only there for a couple weeks on business. And so we did have a weekend when we got to enjoy a few things. And, of course, had to try out the Autobahn, where I think, because I think recently, I think they did put like max speeds on maybe the whole thing, but certainly certain areas, because Because I just remember at the hotel, they like had videos on loops of like horrific crashes of people on the Autobahn, and my understanding from talking to the people that live there is that was kind of how the government deterred people from making stupid choices, is they just showed things that had gone really, really badly wrong with people who just were like, yeah, there's no speed limit, so I can do whatever. Well, physics still applies, regardless of whether you have man-made rules that apply. So, but some people didn't realize that. And again, I don't recall there being any words. I think it was just video, but even if there were, it's not like I read or spoke German very well at that point, so I'm not sure if they like let you know, did they die, did they not.
Keep left.
So, but other than that, like, I've never driven any areas that are represented here in Euro Truck, so for me this is far more interesting from that aspect than American Truck Simulator, where American Truck Simulator is just kind of comforting. Like, yeah, I know where this is. I know that, obviously know the country much better, so forth. But so we're down to 1 minute and 15 seconds till I need to rest. I can't really see in my mirror here. I don't like that. All right, I'm good. So Ashdod and some other city. I think the one that we just passed. So we're kind of circling around the other side, but my guess is unless we exit, we're not going to get any credit for Rishon LeZion, where we did discover the one city we had gone through. So, alright, let's get this going again, put the cruise on. Hopefully this guy won't try to dive in front of us. He probably will, because, you know, it's AI and from SCS, and of course that's what we have happening now. Clearly my adaptive cruise control either doesn't exist or it doesn't work on this truck. I almost barreled into him. I was just kind of expecting it to slow down, and it did not.
Keep left.
Okay, now this I think was where I was going to stop, and yes, so now I have less than an hour. So we're going to exit here, we're going to fuel up, which is obviously going to affect our profitability a bit, and we're going to rest.
Okay,
so
let's find a new route.
So the question is really, where are the parking spots to rest? Goodness, are they appear to be like right here, but whew. I guess we'll see what happens. Alright. But 1.69 euros, not bad. I've certainly seen way worse in different areas of the game. So I think I made a comment because I think I filled up out here in the Middle East once before. I'm like, just probably because of the proximity to all the oil and so forth. I'm wondering if that's a refinery that we're seeing with those smokestacks. But it keeps things pretty cheap. So I know, like in the U.S., we would have, like when I lived in Tennessee for a bit, back in kind of after the Depression and the New Deal era with Franklin Roosevelt, there were, okay, well, it's not, I hate when it does this because now, like, I don't want to dance around here too much. I want to rest. And again, the time is ticking too, so let's see. I mean, I'm on the spot, but it's just not giving me the trigger. Come on. What do we need to do? Like, I have to be able to rest here. Oh boy. Am I going to clear this car? I think I am. Ah, boy, oh boy, oh boy. Because now I'm down to 24 minutes. It's basically chewed up a bunch of time for me doing this. I'm going to try this the other way. I know I'm getting tired. Ooh, I'm shaking. Probably because it's probably not working well. So I'm going to try this. And I'm hoping if I do this, it'll trigger somewhere. It is not. This is terrible. Oh, thank God. Alright. Let me find it again. Cool. Alright. Let's rest. Alright. So 9 hours, 40 minutes. I got 5 hours. Like, I can't rest again. So this again becomes the reality of we're going to have to drive through the night. I'll probably get there at sunrise, so we'll have some good visibility at that point to see things, but
Keep left.
unfortunately we're going to be driving here in the dark. So welcome to real economy trucking, where I don't get to just say, yeah, I don't care, I got plenty of money, I'll sleep twice and drive in daylight. So it somewhat defeats the purpose, but once again we'll be chewing up time pretty fast, so morning will come before we know it. That is for sure.
Keep left.
So Beer Shiva. So the good news is it looks like we've gone through here before. So this scenery is something we've passed by before. Doesn't mean we didn't do it in the night before and didn't see it, but there's not much we can do about it because, again, I've got to be there in about 9 hours, and it's going to take me 5 to get there, so this is all I can do. So it just happened to be that's when I was getting tired. So let's see, Ashkelon, heading toward Gaza. I do remember talking about Gaza
Keep
at
right,
some point.
And then exit right.
I think this is one of those tricky things because of that
Exit
turn off.
right.
So it, like, pretends I'm exiting right, but I'm not really. So, let's see.
Go straight on.
Yeah, I clearly do not have adaptive cruise control on this truck, so I wonder if I could change that at some point. And I'm wondering if it was because I had this, but I think in ATS I had the truck. Oh, that's right, there was the tank. So now we're going in places we've not been to. So we're leaving Israel. And I don't know if we immediately get into Egypt at this point, if that's what's right here, or not. I guess we'll find out. Again, I'm not as familiar. So, but we've got our inspection points. We've gone through plenty of these, so I'm familiar with these here. Ah, and the wonderful burning barrels. Just wonder if that's like really commonly what's happening, or is this just what they decided to show for the stereotype or something? I don't know. Alright, everything is in order. That's always a good thing. All I'm hauling is nuts, for goodness sake, so there shouldn't be a whole lot of controversy with that. You know, unless you're someone with a peanut allergy or something, but... Alright, definitely different road quality immediately is the most noticeable thing that I can see here in the dark at 2 a.m. on a Sunday morning. Alright, so this is Gaza, I guess. Alright, so obviously we're discovering that. So always a good thing to go on a journey where we discover additional locations. So, oh, okay, so there is a Bonduele. I'm going to assume, I'm saying it like Hispanic, but it might be Bonduelle, like French. So, I don't know. I'm sure someone will comment and help me understand. Alright, so yeah, I'm not sure if we could have gotten here in the additional hour and just pulled off. I tell you, with all the dancing around I was doing, it might have been easier. Alright, a little motorbike.
Get ready to turn left.
But just a lot of buildings
Turn
here.
left.
Alright, we do have a stop sign, so Looks like they might as well, so... Right, looks like he waited. Thank goodness. Again, I don't need any tickets or accidents. So another place we could deliver from, Vinci. Construction. Where I was speculating if it had something to do with Leonardo da Vinci or whatever. I don't know. Alright, so whatever we're headed to, and yeah, I think that's the Egyptian flag hiding behind that customs thing. So, and that might be why it's the Gaza Strip, because it's just this little piece of land. And again, I'm sure little is relative. I'm sure it was 10 or 20 kilometers. It just goes pretty quickly here in Eurotruck. Alright, I'm going to line up behind... Oh, there's two of them. I'm not going to line up. Although, wait, now that I'm going to have to go slower, this might have worked out faster. I don't know. But either way, like, I'm up here now, and someone's looking at my documents before the gate went up, so that's always good. Because, yeah, right now that other car has not left, so now he's leaving. I mean, really? We're going to do this now? And now I'm going to have to wait for you, and what is happening? Alright, Egypt. There we go. Question answered. Okay, I see there's a police vehicle, but that doesn't mean we can't move, so come on. Okay, Rafa. So what is that? Any? So I don't know if that's like Egyptian. Oh, there's a camel out there. I don't know if you saw it. If you didn't, you can always go back, so... Alright, now I can only go 70 here, so we'll slow it down a bit. So a lot of just desert right now, and I'm assuming, given that this is just kind of one road heading out there, that it'll be a lot of that, so there may not be a lot to see. Alright, so just a bit of construction here. Alright, well, I'm going by you. I don't know what you're doing, but I'm not waiting. I'm a big truck, and I'm not going to try to speed up from nothing again. Because I have a delivery window, and people will charge me money that I don't have. Okay, another police car coming the other way, so a lot of that going on. So we've got another city coming up. I don't think this is where we need to be, no, because now we still have 233 kilometers to go, so we have got a ways. Arish? Not sure how you'd say it. Not sure if we'll get the discovery. I mean, the name is right on the road. I think we will, because, yeah, this looks like we're definitely going into town. So this is all good. We'll get some additional credit for sure. There we go. Now, you know, my biggest challenge here will be if, once again, I have few choices. Now, if I have other cities that I'm discovering here that will help, alright, so that's some other place I could ship from. It looks like it's just an image. Again, I think, yeah, this is just the ocean, the Mediterranean, I believe, is what would be there. Gotta be careful, I keep hitting the wrong keys to center my camera. I'm gonna end up like issuing some commands that I'm not gonna know how to reverse. And that would be unfortunate. So I would say in another 2.5 hours we should be seeing some daylight. Now, we're also arriving in not much longer, like an hour after that, so yeah, it basically would be 7 a.m. is kind of what we're targeting, so we'll certainly have some daylight when we get there. Now the hope would be then maybe I could haul back out during the daylight as well. You know, the challenge will be, like, if I have to sleep again, like, it would take me to late evening. Like, if I slept right away, like, let's say I got there at 7, it's going to be 5 p.m. if I sleep, so there's definitely some challenges there, unless I, again, choose to sleep and then, sleep a couple times and start in the morning. But the problem is that just starts chewing through daily loan payments if I'm sleeping through a day at a time every other load. But we're definitely, in this case, like, we're forcing a situation where, regardless, it's just going to be a single load episode next time again, because we're just kind of here at the far end of the map, and unlike where we were, where in the previous episode I was able to do 3 quick short loads right in the region there, there wasn't a lot available, so the only other thing in Israel was still like 120 kilometers away, which wasn't terrible, but like I said, it's one of these where if I can get to the end point, or the farthest point, it's always good to do that, because it's a way to explore that part of the map and kind of get a good amount discovered. Obviously, I'm sure there's going to be roadways and stuff in the city when I get there that I'm not going to fully drive around and so forth. So I'm going 75. I'm going quicker, but obviously all these people want to go quicker still. And I can't really help that, obviously. That's their choice, but my point is I'm speeding, and I'm still not going fast enough for folks. We're coming up on someone that I don't think we're going to back off on. And I'm wondering if this is just as simple as I need to maybe turn on the adaptive cruise control here. Just don't know. So I'll take a look probably offline after I'm done, if I remember.
Go straight on.
I should be able to remember, because it's not like it's going to take me that long to go these last 150 kilometers, but it'll still be a few minutes, and who knows what'll happen between then and now. I might get a little too excited with whatever's happening. Is it a flatbed? Because I'm thinking it's just a truck with a trailer. It's just, I can see the truck and not the back of the trailer, so like I said, I think I'm seeing a flatbed. I don't know that I like potentially passing him at an intersection. Oh, there's a custom stop, so I'm not going to pass him here, because I'm likely going to have to stop. So we will just keep going along. But 4:30 a.m., I mean, I don't know if it was daylight that I'd be able to tell you much, because other than the things that are far away, I might be able to more clearly see, but obviously it's just a lot of desert right now. Desert and rocks, sand and rocks. So, and I'm guessing we're going to have somebody checking our papers, so we are going to have to stop, otherwise I don't think we'd have an icon on there. Because what I was thinking is some of these are just drive-through things, and we might be able to. I guess we'll see. Because I don't see an icon like on the other direction, so the computers do stop at the checkpoint, but we don't really need to then if there's nothing we have to interact with. So I think we'll just pull through, and if not, I'm sure they'll start yelling at us, and we'll say we didn't know. We're a crazy trucker from Germany, and we're learning. We're just trying to help them move some goods around in the area. Alright, Port Said. So this was where we were delivering. If you followed my FSN series, when we were doing the Suez project, Port Said was where the deliveries were coming into for shipments we were sending and so forth. But other than that, that's my only experience with it. Alright, so I can speed up a bit here. But I'd like it to get lighter. It's 5 a.m. Where's the sun? Come on. But what I was saying is, maybe since we can't really see much here, maybe we'll see it on the way out or something. Because the challenge is, I'm down to just getting down to 5 hours before I need to rest, which puts me roughly at 10 a.m. So that's just not a great time. Oh, interesting. Just Africa. So we're like out of Egypt, I guess. I don't know what that means. We're just going into other countries. Well, it looks like this is gonna be a exit ramp that swoops us down and then takes us down and around and over. So I do remember kind of on the map it looked like a little bit of a circle, but now I understand what we were seeing that obviously wasn't as clear. Ooh, I'm seeing a little bit more daylight, so we're starting to see some things come through. I mean, some of it is the street light doing it too, but we're getting a little bit there. I mean, it's telling me still a little over an hour, so.
And then turn left.
All right. So let me move over there. And I forgot to comment, I did see another driver did finish a load for like 1,200 euros, so that is a good thing. So we did, as an organization, make a bit of money. So El Kahira, or Cairo, in the English version of this city. Whoops, I turned too far there. Alright, so let's get ourselves set. But this is some pretty solid infrastructure here, that's for sure. That's obviously the bridge we came around. We're finally seeing sunrise coming up, which is interesting because I think I'm headed north, but maybe not. But either way, I don't think I'm headed east, so that's what's confusing. And the sun still rises in the east in Egypt like anywhere else. It's one sun and comes around the planet the same way, regardless of where you're at on the planet. So, not sure what I'm seeing there.
Keep right.
But
and then turn right.
We're getting close. Okay, Damietta, I think, is our
Turn right.
where we're headed. Ooh, a little sharper than I thought. Oh, there's the sun. It's a pretty nice sunrise heading up into the cloud, and cool. Now we're turning away, so I don't know that we'll see it, although we will shortly. I guess we'll just pass over here and then we will go on from there. Alright, so it's still 80. I'm going to move over because at least this last one might not take off fast enough, or he might. It will all remains to be seen. Alright, so that's Port Said. So I don't think we'll get that discovered, sadly, because I'm sure there's all kinds of stuff there. But we've got about 30 kilometers, so we're not going very far. They're all slowing down for something, so I better be careful here. Looks like we're back near the Mediterranean. Alright, so I'm going to move over to the right. But yeah, we're down to under 4 hours now to rest. So I don't think we're going to get very far unless I find one from like here to Port Said, which might not be a bad one to do,
and then turn
to discover that. Alright, so we're exiting here.
Turn right.
So again, Damietta is how I'd say it. it may not say that. Now it's telling me 10 kilometers, so I'm hoping we'll get a discovery of this location. It usually works out that way. Oh yeah, we definitely will, because I thought it was going to be like on the side of the road and I was just going to turn left,
and
but
then turn left.
I have to go into town and then turn left, so I'm sure we will discover. There we go. We've discovered it right there. So we're going to turn here at the light,
Turn left.
and then we'll be set. So at least we got a little bit of daylight here. So some nice buildings. I assume apartments and stuff like that. I can't see a light, so oh boy. I'm gonna go. Alright, and down here at the end of the road is where this is, but it looks like we've got a couple. We've got DHL that we passed, and then the Carrefour, I think,
Turn left.
is up at the end, and there's another thing across from Carrefour. Alright, so around. Yeah, it looks like there's a little building in the corner, so I have to go this way, I would think. Otherwise, it's going to be... I'd get stuck, I'm pretty sure. I might still get stuck. Like, this is a challenging delivery location. At least I would say that it is. It may disagree with me. Especially with that trailer there. Well... We're going to do our best, but there you go. So you can see, like, there's a trailer parked. Like, yeah, this would have been really difficult. And honestly, I think it would have been really hard to park now that I look at this. Alright, so we want to turn pretty quickly, and then if I have to move around, I can, but... So again, sometimes the trailers, the wheels turn on the back. Doesn't look like that's the situation we've got. So I just have to be careful here. There's a wall on the other side, so I think we're clearing it, but alright. Let me straighten out and pull forward. I don't like the way this is playing out. It might give me credit, but it just feels a bit like cheating, if I'm being honest. So, I'd like it to be a little more direct in how I get there. There we go. Not great, but I think it's a little better. So let's see. Did we get a level? So, all right, 749. No, I don't think we did. So even that took a bit. So we're still just skill rank 2. Getting up there, but you know, it wasn't urgent, so we got 73 experience, a whole €7 with filling gas. Alright, we're still at over 7,000 euros, so that's not too bad. I am actually going to jump back in here, and I am going to I'm going to go find somewhere to rest, because otherwise I know what's going to happen. I'm going to forget, and it's just going to be a mess next time, because yeah, I'm just down to 3 hours 20 minutes. So it looks like over at the end there by Carrefour or whatever, if I go back into town a little bit, that's probably my closest option. Oop, let's not run into police. Again, we don't need anything here. So yeah, normally I'm not doing this, but since we had no daylight driving, whoa, let's get our perspective. That might help. But you know, this way you get to see some towns. So it looks like there's a little bit of a bazaar or something set up there for people to do their shopping. Obviously, you got people strolling around town. You know, it is getting to be 7 a.m. But yeah, I'm not seeing any other rest locations, so we're going to go ahead and do that, and that'll get us into the afternoon, evening, which is, again, not ideal, but I think it's going to be the best we're going to be able to do. And then depending on what I pick, I might be able to do something where I sleep quickly. But this looks like just a repair shop. And that will be it. But, you know, more importantly, we can rest here where that other truck is. So probably do the same thing he's done, is I'll just back in next to him, and that should hopefully work then. Is this a spot? No, probably the other side. Now that I look at this, I'm thinking this is not really a spot. It could be, but probably isn't. Let's make sure, look in our mirrors, make sure we're clear. Alright, well, this will work, so we will do that. So we're going to stop, sleep. Obviously we had to pay our bill. Oh, Sabrina couldn't find a job. So let's see what she cost us. 443 euros. It is what it is. Alright, so at this point, again, we lowered a bit, but we're still above 7,000 euros. So we'll consider that a victory. But hope you've enjoyed this slightly longer run. We'll have a little bit of time when we're heading out. Again, it's 17:03, so it's already 5, so we're probably only going to get 3, maybe 4 hours of daylight. You know, and it might work out. Like, if I get a run back to Port Said, I might be able to do that, and then might be able to sleep there a couple times and go, because I'd be willing to do that to at least be able to see things on the way out. But we'll worry about that next time.